Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for more Age of Wonders 4. We got a lot of work to do in this episode, and maybe some major changes to overall strategy coming down the pike here pretty soon. I want to get started with your feedback because it got me thinking about some of my options here now that I seem to have finally secured at least my defense. I want to start thinking about punching back a little bit and seeing where I can strike the enemy. See if we can do a little damage. But let's begin with a comment from Sarah Feingold talking about where Logar's capital is. I didn't notice, but yeah, there's a teal star here on the map. That's where his capital is, which is really right in the middle of, like, deep in the heart of enemy territory. That's not really a realistic target right now. That being said, it's not too far from Celestial Haven. It's still quite a ways, though, in terms of travel time, because of that mountain range there. Also, you can see here, Logar's starting to get this kind of misty fog spell. I forget what it's called. Comes from one of his province improvements up in his area. It's from Tome of Famous. That is a very difficult thing to deal with. So Logar is not a realistic target right now, but I might have a better option. I'll get to that in a second here. If Logar's capital is deep in enemy territory, Rhett Marut said that I should maybe consider going after Brown first. By Brown, I think they actually meant white, but it looks like a brown star on the mini map here. You can kind of see up there. It looks brown, but it's actually a, like, deep kind of maroon red color. That's this Tellus fork here, Sanguine. And he's right. They are right next to Hephaestus. That is worth considering. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gutsy enough to send Hephaestus in there by him with just his army. I don't know if they're quite ready for prime time yet. That's a 30 pop city. That's a big city. It probably has cave entrances to stuff up here where the enemies could come from almost any direction. Now, if there is a cave entrance up there, that also puts me pretty close to Logar's capital. So this is probably, if I'm going to attack an enemy city that isn't Celestial Haven, because I still think Celestial Haven's a very valuable target just to pillage. But if I don't go after Celestial Haven, that's like the next best target. I'm going to kind of play that one by ear. I really just want to raise Celestial Haven, which should be easier to do than capturing and holding a city. The problem is that every time I go up there and try to do it, I get invaded elsewhere around here, and Hephaestus has to come back down and deal with stuff like this. What I'm thinking is possibly a suggestion from also Rhett Marut was considering splitting my armies into 3 groups and trying to cover more ground instead of having like super powerful groups in certain locations, which I think is a good idea. What I really need to do is get stacks. I've got quite a few units in the mage's house here. All those guys with the little fire symbol are for the mage there. But I don't have many people in this guy's, no, can cancel back. There we go. I don't have that many armies in this guy's province, or in this guy's house. He's only got like 1 troop out here, I think. He's got that liege guard, and I think that's it. We've also got a couple from Hephaestus out here that probably shouldn't be out here. And we got one with Hephaestus' armies that should be back with these guys. The other one the problem is this guy is the governor of Tridale, and Tridale is struggling with growth right now, so it can't really make very many good units. So Tridale's kind of been floundering. However, this person's city, that's Nebular Sanctum, and she actually only has, I think, 1 other troop out here in her house. It's just this, that archer. So I think if I'm going to build more troops, and I have a little bit of wiggle room to build some troops, I think they need to be for her house right now. And then I need to maybe try to split her off and get her to kind of do her own thing. While the mage and then the Tridale guy, I think it's better for them to join forces, because the Tridale guy can't realistically build a big army for himself right now. Also, eventually I'll have a new governor for Flowing Fields. Probably worth looking and seeing. 19 turns off from that. I could put my elitist governor in there, who would give specialty province improvements, bonuses. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I would rather wait, because I don't want to deal with the morale penalties for removing him as being a governor, and I don't really have a lot of specialty province improvements in this city yet. Although I think the Spelljammer does count as one, so I will eventually have that. But I'm most likely going to wait because this guy's whole point is to never be a governor. His whole point is to hang out with Hephaestus, and be an elitist and help Hephaestus be even more powerful. So we'll try to be patient with Flowing Fields. That being said, I can start building an army at Flowing Fields if it gets large enough. They could have some flex troops that could go in any army, and then I could assign a governor to them later. So that's probably the second location, but I think first and foremost, Nebular Sanctum makes the most sense to build people in. So I'm just going to build, like, for now, I like to get started with like a Liege Guard because every army needs Liege Guards. So we'll just at least get one started there because I actually have the money to spend on it right now. Now, what else do I have going on? So Arvik here is being a butthead. I'm going to have to fight him on the next turn. Hephaestus' army is a little beat up, so they kind of need to patch up. How close am I to getting... I really want that. 14 turns, okay. Well, and we'll be speeding that up. Oh, next tome is 4 research sites. So I'm going to be on Chaos Channeling tome for a little while yet, unfortunately. Alright. I need more... I could really use more research. My research is kind of bad. I'm trying to... Do I have the Wizard Tower prison? I think I do. Because I should be piling up... Yeah, I'm getting 24 income from that per turn. My research will get better over time just because of that. But yeah, I probably need to try to get some academies up and stuff too. There's some late game spells that I could really use access to right now. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about came from... hang on just a sec. David Sedeghizada. I think if I pronounced that right, I apologize if I completely ruined the pronunciation of that. But don't forget to assign Whispering Stone to High Pledge. Thank you. I actually was about to forget that. Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta wait until the next turn to do that, because I don't have an heir. I think that's why I didn't do it this turn. And then, finally, from Roderick, can click the empty space inside city borders to select a city and annex new provinces. And also don't forget to clear the Dark Lair, which I will also do on the next turn. Need to remember there's 2 things I gotta do on the next turn. But yeah, if you want to select a city to annex provinces, like, I can't do it right now, but you can just click anywhere, like, in the borders, just not on, like, a specific province. So, like, just click in there, and then I've selected the city of Flowing Fields. Easier for expanding the borders that way. Little quality of life thing. Alright, I think that's really all there is to discuss at the moment. I'm going to just kind of move through the end of this turn here. I'm going to not build anything in Flowing Fields yet. We're going to build armies up a little bit more cautiously, because I don't want to overdo it and mess up my economy. It's doing okay now, but that can change pretty quickly. So we're going to get that no governor notification and have to get used to that. Got the Pact of Integration is done, and I'm going to go ahead and end my turn there. Arvik might attack me here while my army is a little bit on the weak side. If he does, I think I can still win, but I might end up having to do that battle manually. There is a Dread Reaper in that army I need to be kind of cautious of, because their insta-kill ability has a higher chance of succeeding the lower you are on health. And a lot of my units are kind of beat up right now, so I have to be careful. If I can manage to get the time to pull the armies that are near High Pledge back here, I'm wondering if Logar can stay off of High Pledge just for long enough, I might be able to get Hephaestus enough time to go siege down Sanguine's capital. And if I'm lucky, knock her out of the game. And knocking any of these AI out of the game right now would be phenomenally helpful. Especially Sanguine, though, I think, because Sanguine's spells have been the most annoying. It's mostly the burden of guilt that she keeps... Ah, crap. They went after the city. Well, they have a bad formation. But they went after the city, and that canceled the mana obelisk that I was trying to build in there. That's annoying. Alright, well, at least they split their army up in kind of a stupid way, so I can take advantage of that. And Nebular Sanctum's been under siege a lot lately. Alright, and we're on to purple. They've got a scout down here, but that's the only thing I'm aware of. And, yeah, I shouldn't be surprised. That teleporter is just never going to be available. I was actually thinking about, that's kind of where I was thinking about moving my my mage's armies on this turn. If Logar didn't do anything aggressive, I was thinking I might pull them through that teleporter, because I figured that was probably the next place that was going to get pillaged. Oh, this is a problem down here. Okay, Hephaestus can get over there and deal with that after dealing with Arvik, I think. So we won't be going on offense anytime soon. Still got to play defense for now until I can get more armies built. So I think that's kind of going to be the name of the game for a little bit here, is hold ground while building more troops. Oh, look, I have a friendly army here. I don't think I need their help. Alright, you guys need to go after, I would say, the stack with just the living fog in it, and then we'll pull in whoever else gets pulled in. I think I can make it there, initiate the battle, and still get back through the teleporter all in one turn. Should be able to. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm gonna need these guys over here because there's, it is gonna be a little bit tight because there's gonna be a group on the far side that I need to kill, and I'm gonna have to attack them directly. I wonder if I actually have enough movement for that. I might not. What I might have to do is attack that one just to pull this stack in, which is gonna make this a quite a bit harder battle, a risky battle actually. Is that worth it? I don't think it is, because Brown didn't actually start the siege of my capital yet. So I've got a little more time to work with to get back down there, but I need to be thoughtful about how I do this, so. Alright, we're gonna have to do this way, I think, and hope that we can get enough movement. This is a low-risk battle. Arvik's armies are starting to get a little scary. Hephaestus's will get better. Yeah, we can't afford to be losing people. Alright, Arvik. I'm gonna need to ask you to stop this nonsense. At least this is just feeding Hephaestus more XP. How do I want to defend? These lava chasm maps have lots of choke points on them, so I can usually take advantage of that. Especially if I've got more range than they do, which I think I do. They're mostly melee. It's that Dread Reaper that I need to watch out for. Okay. I'm gonna pull the shield up. I'm gonna actually... The living fog is something that you really want to kill quickly. So I'm gonna try to lure that into coming after me if I can. Maybe not like that. I don't want it to actually hit Hephaestus, because we don't want Hephaestus going insane. That's like the worst possible. Excuse me. It's like the worst possible thing. So I'm going to go ahead and set him on fire. So at least take some damage. Then probably should move this guy up and guard Hephaestus. And then I'm going to move most of the rest of these guys over and try to set up for dealing with that Necromancer. Or with that Wraith or Dread Reaper. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's see, that guy can and probably will freeze something. The Dread Reaper can move forward and use Finger of Death. I just need to keep vulnerable units away from him, preferably guarded by shields. We're just going to take a very defensive posture over on this side. And then I want to move all these guys down and get them closer to Hephaestus. I think sending them up by themselves would be a mistake. I wouldn't mind if that living fog came in and just hit something. I think I want to bait him a little bit, so we're going to move the shield guy up to try to tank that hit. And then we'll have other guys around to sort of defend. And I want... Let's see, I don't want the living fog to go after... Oh wait, that's a hero. The hero can go after the Death Knight if he wants to. That's fine. In fact, oh, better unit to bait with, if I can pull it off, would be this guy. Forgot I had that free Bone Wyvern summon on these fights. Oops, didn't want to move you yet. Wanted to move you. There we go. Alright, that's about as good as I'm gonna get for now, I think. We'll see what they do. I'm hoping the living fog just goes straight after the Bone Wyvern. Okay, I think they tried Finger of Death down there. Oh, they taunted a Leech Guard, I think. Okay, did he... Yeah, Leech Guard ran out of position. He tried Finger of Death. It did not work. What's his cooldown on that? 5 turns. He's got a very long cooldown on that. Although I still should probably try to kill him, because those guys do a lot of damage. We're just gonna stack a bunch of burning on all this stuff. And maybe a little AoE damage right about... do I want to do AoE damage or direct damage on that guy? I think I want to do direct damage on that guy. Really want to soften him up. Especially I don't think Hephaestus is going to be able to run down here and help these guys. I'll move you forward. Make a wall. That guy's got freezing phase. That's going to be a problem. He'll probably move and do it right near all those range units. I'm going to split them up, actually. That guy might go after those archers, but that's kind of okay if he does, because he leaves himself in a bad position. Hephaestus really needs to get to that living fog. That thing is a big threat if it can make people go insane. To get to him, though, I kind of need these guys out of the way.
Hey.
Alright, what I can do is I can attack him with my Liege Guard there. That uses his retaliation, allows these guys to back off. And what I want to do is move in with the Knight. The Knight looks like it can kill. Okay, there we go. Then I'm gonna... Oh man, I didn't quite do that right. I wanted to move this guy back around so Hephaestus doesn't go crazy from hitting this thing. Even then, I'm still gonna need some help taking it down. Well, I guess you can hit it, so you may as well. Maybe we'll sunder its defense. We actually did sunder its defense, that's good. And Hephaestus should get a crit, but I'm not sure that he's got quite enough damage output to be able to get a one-shot kill with a crit. I could use a spell here. I'm not really worried about anything else up here. It's just mostly that guy. If I land the 70%, then I think Hephaestus gets this kill. What if I used his retaliation? So it's when he hits me that I can become insane. I don't think it's me hitting him. So I don't think I need to worry about Hephaestus going nuts. It's only when he hits one of my units. And Hephaestus would cancel his retaliation, but I want to get the kill so Hephaestus can, like, teleport and continue wrecking stuff somewhere else. Don't want to attack with the swordsman. Yeah, it's going to probably kind of have to be this guy. I think I've just got to take that 70. Okay, we got it. Now Hephaestus should kill. This should be a guaranteed crit. Oh, it's not a guaranteed crit. Oh, because Hephaestus didn't get that first kill. So do we roll the 85? I will cancel his retaliation regardless of what I do. So I think I will take this chance. Unless I want to use Ignite to make sure it's a kill. What are my other options? There's Dust Storm. He doesn't have a lot of range, so that doesn't help me a bunch, other than maybe with the White Witch. I think I take the 85% here. Yeah. Okay, we got it. And now Hephaestus can kind of teleport and continue smashing stuff somewhere. Although I don't know that... I'm not sure if I want him to. Hang on. This guy here. Okay, he's been taunted. Hephaestus is still linked to that guy. I'm thinking about teleporting behind him. I think a lot of stuff would probably flank Hephaestus if I do that, which is all going to get redirected to that Liege Guard, who's still in pretty good shape and does have a healer nearby. So I think that's probably worth doing. Yeah, just to straight up kill a hero. Oh, he's got slip away. Okay, well, we can finish him off. And then I can actually use some of these guys to take some pressure off of him. If I move up like this... Yeah, let's just start hitting the wolf. Trying to get stacks of Sundered Defense on him. I can move him up here, and he can just defend all three of those units because they didn't stay on defense mode. And then I can start to advance this direction with some of these other units. Can maybe get a unit on this ferry to prevent them from moving. I definitely want to kill the hero, but I've got a few options for that. Let's try this and just see if we can... Nah, no status effects for the ferry. Okay. Well, I'm going to move some extra troops from here over in this direction because this is where that Dread Reaper is, and I want to make sure I deal with him. I can move this guy up and get the kill here so Hephaestus doesn't get stabbed in the back by a spear a bunch of times. And I'll start moving this guy over this direction at night. But I think for the most part we're good up here. And then I can... Do I want to pull the Dread Reaper out of position and just start smacking him now? Or do I want to wait? I think I might just drop a blind on a Dust Storm on those guys. It does physical damage and it can blind. Could mess up that whole group there, so... In fact, blinding them, well, blinding the Dread Reaper on this turn doesn't really help me that much, actually, but I guess keeping the range guys from being able to hit me is kind of nice. Alright, we'll do that, and I think that's it. It's a bit of a weird fight. Oh, he went and healed himself. Okay, now is when that Liege Guard's going to start taking some damage from Hephaestus getting shot at and stabbed. Alright, we got an archer that's under threat. Gonna have to save him. Fortunately, I got a lot of fire, and that's an ice guy, so that shouldn't be too bad. If I can hit him, he's in a tree thing. Right, we got a lot of people distracting my men here, and I need to be hitting that stuff. Starting to regret pulling Hephaestus that far up to the top. I think he really needs to be down at the bottom right now. Well, oh wait, he can reach the Reaper. Okay, well if he can reach the Reaper, I'm gonna do that. Because that frees up a lot of people. In fact, if I move this guy out, I think the Knight can kind of make its way around and go after that these squishier units on the side, allowing me to focus more on what I'm trying to do here. I want to soften this spearman up. So he's not as much of a threat. And I think I might ignore this spearman for now and just go after this guy. There we go. I should be able to kill him. Oh, even with a crit. Okay, we're good. Now, unfortunately, that archer's kind of stuck in there, but if I can manage to land a crit or find some other way to kill this guy, it won't be quite like that. I could use Ignite here, which would finish him off, and then this would give that Zephyr Archer a chance to shoot something. Let's pop up here for a minute and see how these guys are doing. Okay, we got more Sundered Defense on this guy. Oh, that's a flank right there. Let's take that. Good stuff. Might try this guy's Curse. It's a free action, so I may as well use it. And he can start bothering that Battle Mage. That's a pretty easy kill on the wolf, and then I can also get into this thing's face. So we kind of lock everything down up there. Let's see who we've got left. Oh, that archer can shoot. Okay, I didn't realize that. Makes things easier. In that case, I'm going to soften this guy up some more. We'll leave him on defense, I think. Yeah, I think I will leave him on defense. Okay, that guy can take a little bit of punishment because he is expendable. And who is left? I don't know that I need to cast a spell here. I probably won't if I don't feel like I have to. Yeah, I think we're good. I really want to kill that bone wyvern, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, he took a hit from this guy just so he could go hit that guy in the back. Okay. I don't think that was a great idea, but I guess they don't really have a lot of good options at the moment. Well, since you're not facing me now, I can just freely flank you. Archers can take down that mammoth. I don't need to worry about friendly fire because there's no one nearby. Which leaves just these guys up here. Hephaestus' fireball is ready again. Oh, just from splash damage, I'll kill both of them. Okay. And he can just hurl that at that guy, and we'll call it quits. Okay. Good stuff. Archon Aegis and 2 tier 4s. Interesting. A very nice shield. And a pretty nice pike. Although I'm not really a huge fan of Diseased or Construct Slayer. Neither of those really help me very much. The shield might be okay. Let me see what this guy's got. I think he's got a tier 4. He's got lesser fire shield. I think I kind of like his better. He's got the +5 hit points on it and the standard shield bonus, and it's also reinforced against physical ranged. But this one gives him an extra defense and extra status resistance. I think I like that one better. I am working on a better... Actually, I think this is done now. Yeah, I did make him a better axe. I remember doing that. I like her polearm better, and honestly, I could just make better polearms. I don't see myself using that one very much. This guy I do plan to turn it. I still plan to turn him into a polearm unit. I think I've already made that extra tier 4 for him, though. Yeah, it's a copy of the one that I gave for her. You've already got a tier 4 fire orb. So everybody's good on weapons. I might need to think about leggings. That's one area where I feel like my guys are a little weak. Some people don't even have leggings, so I guess that's probably the next thing I need to think about in the item forge. I like getting haste berries for leggings, but that's not a realistic objective for this one. But I love putting haste berries on like pikemen and stuff. So instead of that, we're gonna go with well, really whatever works, really. I'm not too picky. Oh, I do at least have fast movement. That's probably worth grabbing. For at least the pikemen. I might not be able to get very fast movement, but I'll take fast movement if I can get it. And then let's go with a little bit of defense and a little bit of resistance. Just kind of a nice balanced set. Or 2 status resistance. I'm good with either of those. You know what, actually, since I've got a few guys on mounts right now, let's make boots for them first. And for those, I want to do 2 status resist, 1 regular resist, 1 defense. Unless I want to do hit points, maybe? I think I'd rather do a balanced defense and resistance. I think in the late game, those really, the more defense and resistance you have, the better, because you have to deal with so many status effects that lower them. So having a surplus is really good. So I think, and status resistance is just really good in general for heroes. Resistant shoes is fine, although I'm going to do a custom boots. I'll just call it boots of resistance, actually. I don't want it to be one of the randomly generated item names, because I like to make sure mine are differentiated. Can I fit anything else? Oh wait, I can fit something. Oh yeah, because I can get up to 5. Well, in that case, just throw some hit points on there. And I got a better idea for these. Stalwart shoes, okay. Cool. I can make a few copies of these. That'll be pretty good for everybody. Just general, broad, overall stat boosts on the shoes. And then for the people who need to move more quickly, I might drop the defense and resistance and give them, like the pikemen, I might drop the defense and resistance and instead give them the movement speed bonus.
Hey.
Okay, now I still need to finish this group off. These guys are probably the best group to try to do it. Can you get there and then get back? Oh, they can. Beautiful. Okay. Now I just need to make sure everybody else is close enough. These guys need to take a step to the left. This guy needs to move back with Hephaestus. And then I just need to split off the fastest troop, which would be these guys. This should be an easy auto combat, I think. In fact, I'm not even gonna cast spells. Oh wait, that's Arvik himself. I think I can still get by without spells in this one. It's just tier 2s. Barely. I guess I'll take it, but I think I took more damage there than was really necessary. But my guys will heal up. Okay. More renown, and then everyone should be able to make it back through the teleporter. Yep, perfect. Okay, now we go back to the capital. I gotta deal with this little problem. Now, what's the fastest way to reach them? It looks like it's gonna be coming through this gate here. Army's gonna be pretty beat up upon arriving.
Yeah.
But theirs is 2. So I'm okay with that. I'll just have to maybe keep some of the weaker swordsmen out of harm's way for a minute. Also, Hephaestus did level up. I caught that, so let's make sure I take care of that next. And there's still 2 things that I need to take care of up north that I need to not forget to do. Okay. First off, let's go ahead and level you up. Kind of getting about to the point where I can start investing in these, I think. Hephaestus has got most of the stuff down here that I wanted from him. I might take that generating a stack of grace on charge attacks now. Because he can get multiple stacks of grace built up, which is really, really good. But that mostly helps his connected liege guard rather than him directly. I think I would rather go up here, get this one, so I can start just clicking disenchant on items I don't want for convenience sake. And then I can get Rune of Power Fire for 10% damage bonus on all attacks. In fact, his next level up will be a huge one for me because he'll get level 16. Then I can get Paragon of Materium once I get another Materium Tome. I might actually have to hold off on that, and then I can do Rune of Power Fire and then move down to Rune of Command Fire, which is very, very good. But for now, I think this is a good choice. And now I could start disenchanting items freely. I don't have any reason to keep them in my hoard if I don't need them. And I don't want to have to click through 1,000 items later to do that, so we could just start doing that immediately after battles if I don't see anything that I like. Okay, now, back up here. High Pledge, you should have a new boss. Take this Whispering Stone. There we go. I didn't forget, somehow. Gosh, there's a lot of pirates up there. That's a little bit of a problem for High Pledge. A little bit of a problem for me. What's the plan for these armies? Since I can't send them down the teleporter that I wanted to send them down, what do I do with them? Well, I already know I'm probably going to drop that archer, at least for now, and replace him with the liege guard. I do need to clear the dark lair. That is part of the plan here. I can split... bring these guys. I would like to bring all 3 heroes into there so they're getting experience from this. So we'll take you, we'll take you, we'll take you. And then I definitely want a liege guard, probably a Zephyr archer, and maybe the knight that's kind of close to evolving. One of those units. I think this guy has to be actually leading the army for when his things evolve for it to count, and he's not leading the army right now. So I'm going to just do more regular, stronger troops. We'll do the Liege Guard and that Zephyr Archer, I think. That'll work. This should be really easy. Oh, that's barely worth even worrying about. Okay. Cool. What do we get here? We get a Thunderbird mount. I might release it into the wild for the good guy points. I don't need that robe of hexing. But I think I could use the good alignment. I want to try to keep that more positive if I can, just if there's easy ways of doing it, just for the good karma for random events. Because eventually I'm going to pillage some cities and it's going to drop. And I don't want to go full evil because then random events tend to be more negative. I'd like to avoid that. I can go ahead and spend the money on the work camp, but I don't think I'm going to. I think instead what I might do, Kingerhelm here is going to expand in 4 turns. You know, maybe I should have grabbed that pearl mine, though, now that I think of it. Do I want to wait 4 turns, dismantle the outpost up there, and then annex the thing that I just took for Kingerhelm, or do I want to take a gold mine now? This counts as a quarry, adds mana per quarry and city domain, and gives Imperium. Kingerhelm has 4 quarries. It's 8 mana, but this would give me 5 now. I think I might wait. We'll grab this province later. I haven't had a chance to clear it yet. And I think I would rather get an Ancient Wonder firmly locked into my territory. And I have a different outpost up here now that I can use, as well as a teleporter there to protect it. So I think that I think I'm good here. I'll just wait for Kingerhelm to grow. And then on the next turn, I need to try to remember to start dismantling that outpost. In the meantime, I got to decide where these guys go next. So, see, I think I had this army was the one the mage was leading. So let's move them down here. You go with them. This guy was the one that he was leading. And I'm betting the mage had another Liege Guard with him, probably. I do have in this army an archer, or maybe it's this army, an archer that doesn't really need to be here. They're going to go here for now. These guys are going to go here. Oh, that's too many in that one army. I didn't need quite that many Liege Guards there. Let's drop one of them. Add you, then see where we're at with all the Liege Guards. He's got 3 of them. She's got 2. Mage has 2. I'm trying to diversify their armies if I can. So we'll give her that. We'll give her a Liege Guard, and we'll give this guy a Knight. This actually leaves him with 2 charge units, including himself, but I think that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. They're gonna stick together for now, at least. I'm gonna see if I can take a break from Logar coming after me, but those pirates are gonna be on me here in a second, though. Do I want to go kill that pirate cove while I have the chance? I've already started kind of moving in the wrong direction for that, but as long as no one sieges the teleporter, I can get back out here pretty quickly if I need to. Well, if I move these guys, I need to decide where they're going to go. And most likely it's going to be right here to start moving towards purple. And once again, get them off of this area. If I could sustain an attack on purple with this group, that would be amazing. And I've weakened them several times, so it might be possible. I think for the moment, I'm going to send these guys here. Hephaestus is at the capital doing stuff. Nebular Sanctum's always under threat of attack. Oh, I do have another archer, too. And I was bringing these guys up. I forgot I had these guys coming. I actually do have quite a few extra troops. They're just split up oddly right now. For the moment, I'm going to send them all to Kingerhelm. Except for, I got an idea. That archer needs to be in with one of these groups. I know one of these guys was in Hephaestus's crew. Actually, a couple of them are. We're going to drop one of those Liege Guards. He doesn't need 3 with him. And we'll send him through the teleporter. And then I'm going to take this one archer, and send him through the teleporter, because he'll benefit from being with the mage. We don't need as many of Hephaestus' stuff out here. We need more of these guys. These guys need to be with him, I think. Yeah, that's him. Okay. So I actually probably should have left a few. Yeah, this is getting really confusing. The aristocracy houses gets complicated. We'll leave them here for now, and they can move somewhere on the next turn. I'm going to try to get these guys back underground as well, so they don't get pinned in an outpost under siege. And then move back up to the top. I'll take her. She comes down here with them for now. I need to try to get some of Hephaestus' soldiers back to my main army, but I think I can do that on the next turn. For now, these 3 stacks here are fine, and then I need to take this Liege Guard and get him probably down here with these guys. I really have a full extra stack now that I can work with, so I need to try to make use of that. Make sure they're getting XP and leveling up. Okay, we got another province expansion here. I believe I wanted to go out this way and start building some quarries. Was kind of my broader goal. I also got some of these amplifier lenses, but they're kind of pricey to build right now. I could also get that up there, but I think I want the rune carvers camp. I think I really have been itching to build that for a while now. So let's go ahead and take this tile here, I think. And yeah, take that tile, and I'm going to start building a rune car. Actually, I'm not going to start building anything on it right now because that city is going to be under siege on the... Oh wait, I can get it. It's instant finish because I have so much production in the capital, so that's fine. And I'm eventually going to build quarries surrounding it, so it'll be pretty productive. Oh yeah, I forgot I was summoning a lava rune steel. That is going to go exactly on this province. This city is, it'll expand out to this distance. It'll expand into the enemy territory, which will bother them a little bit, and it'll expand over to the dragon's lair. So that should be good. Captured multiple more heroes, and we're continuing to... At this point, it's better, I think, just to pile them up in the crypt and the prison, because that's just more and more income as the game goes on. It will be good for me. Okay, domain has been invaded, end turn. I don't want to send anyone else through these teleporters right now. We're going to have to... If I had thought about it a little more carefully, I would have left these 2 guys back and replaced them with, like... Okay, they're not there. I guess they're in these people's armies. I would replace them with, like this guy. Because, no, wait, no, not that guy. These 2 guys, or at least that one. Because that's Hephaestus' fire symbol, the one with the more hard edges. He should be with Hephaestus rather than this guy's army. And then I want to get these guys that are out here with this guy that's out here. So I need to do some musical chairs with all my different armies and try to get them organized. But if I can get them organized, I think I can get an extra stack out of it. For now, though, we have to wait. Let's see, how much is Resonant Blade's going to... It's 3 upkeep per unit. I can't really afford that. And I've already got Flame Burst weapons that I'm working on, but yeah, I cannot afford... I might go ahead and splurge on Rebels of Carnage, though. That might be fun. Although leveling Hephaestus up super quickly doesn't really help me out a lot here because I don't have the Materium to get the next signature skill for him yet, and it's going to be a little while before I can research it. So I might hold off on spending mana on anything that's unnecessary right now. I can save it for combat spells, though. I've got quite a bit saved up that I can use for combat spells, and I'm actually making 400 gold per turn, which is pretty solid income. Oh, I should have built something in Nebular Sanctum. I forgot that got canceled during the siege, so I need to reinvest in it. I did forget to drop my normal quick save here, so fingers crossed I don't get a crash. been a while since that happened in single player, though. Logar is moving, which means we need to watch the area around High Pledge. I may need to reinforce High Pledge, but I'm going to have to wait for the next Rally of Legis to do that. My plan, if I can manage it, is just to use extra gold to just keep reinforcing High Pledge. Gold seems to be... I'm making a comeback on it now. So I think I can afford to send stuff to High Pledge. It's also half as expensive to send stuff to your city-state allies, and that's a much better solution than me staying up there and fighting Logar by myself all the time. I wonder if they'll deal with the pirates too. They might, because the pirates are sieging their stuff. Alright, who are we on now? We're at Arvik. And now we're at Purple. Yeah, they're doing stuff in Celestial Haven, probably building more dragons. I really want to put a stop to that so badly. Oh, I saw the spear and for a split second thought that was a gold golem. They're coming eventually. Although I'm not sure who would use them. I would guess probably Brown would. None of the others have enough, None of the others have enough materium. Okay, that's the sound of my capital being put under siege. I'm actually glad they did that. For one thing, they have a bad formation. For another thing, it gives Hephaestus's injured liege guards a chance to heal. Also, I've got a spell jammer here, excuse me, so they can't cast spells. Okay, the one thing that I'm very happy about is no action out of Logar this turn, which gives this army a little bit of breathing room to actually be able to do something, which is really nice. I can't afford to fix everyone's army composition right now, because these guys need to be moving. I'm wondering if they're strong enough to actually launch an attack on Celestial Haven. They're not as strong as Hephaestus' crew, not by a long shot, but I think they're still decently good. Alright, well, I guess the first order of business is to knock Brown off my capital, so let's do that by attacking that one stack there. This looks substantially easier than what I just had to deal with from Arvik, especially considering a lot of their stuff's injured, so let's do it this way. I should be able to hit them and then move right back through the teleporter. This is probably something I'm going to have to get used to, is just knocking Brown off my capital every now and then. That's annoying. We had one guy retreat, which stops the whole army in their tracks. Well, it stops that unit in its tracks. But I don't have an easy replacement, so I'm going to end up doing this myself, because this army needs to keep moving. Why would you retreat? It's kind of embarrassing. This isn't even a very good stack of units. Maybe he got injured and the AI decided it was, like, wiser to retreat him or something. But, like, don't do that. Just put him in the background. Alright, I think, well, actually, they are split. And this group down here is looking awful squishy. I think we just go hit them. Yeah, full swing to the right. Kill those guys before they even have a chance to link up with their friends. Full charge with everybody, minus the injured people, who I think can just sit this one out. And then we can form a line here. Looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to leave these two kind of in the back and have the shield guard the archer. Ooh, a decent AoE. He's got lava burst. pyromancers there. Hephaestus isn't going to hit quite as hard out there as I was hoping he would. These guys have a lot of defense. No, the pyromancer doesn't really care about being in the fire, so that's good at least. I think I'll probably just set those units out there on fire. Man, why is that archer so tanky? Can you two weaker ones possibly deal with him? That would be helpful. Not as well as I would have liked. Alright, well, you get him out of my face at least. Or slow him down. I think Hephaestus can still get a kill here. I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't go up after her instead. No, I think we're gonna stick to the original plan here. Yeah, we're gonna stick to the original plan here. So what I can do with Hephaestus is... Oh wait, that knight is slowed. Oh, because of their big spell. Okay. Well, I do have maybe a different option. Why don't you come back for a second? I want to see what I can do with... no, abducting Cyclone won't work because it's going to grab the golem instead. I was thinking about pulling her out of position and seeing if I could get a quick kill to stop her from casting more spells, but I don't think that's going to work. At least I got a heal on that guy. I actually need to link some of these people together. Why don't you step out of the fire and then link up with him? The problem is that I just can't damage that archer enough. He's really tanky for an archer. I can probably kill this guy. There we go. All I needed was like one sundered defense to trigger. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to accept that I don't get that kill. I guess Hephaestus can kill this guy and move on to somebody else. That opens him up for a pretty big AoE on these guys, but he could get killed. I kind of don't want him to die. What I think I'm gonna do instead is... I'll go ahead and do this, just to get him out of the way. I think I'll move you up a little bit. Yeah, they're a Zephyr Archer, so they're a little tougher. And I'll have this guy defend that whole group there since they had to leave their guard down. You can shoot him to try to get a little burning on him. Nah, I didn't get it. Alright, Hephaestus kind of needs to get over there now, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I won't kill anyone here, but I'll at least mess him up pretty badly. That should keep everyone down here safe. And then I can just worry about what's going on the top side. Which isn't really that pretty. Their units are starting to get a lot harder to kill. I'm gonna move him back here. Kind of form a line over here. Let them charge into me. Since they're mostly melee, I can afford to play defense here. I just kind of want to get my units out of the fire. But for some of them, stepping out of the fire is actually going to cause more burning rather than less. So I can get you out pretty easily. The hero should be safe from the damage over time effects of it. I can get a stone spirit here. I think I'm going to go ahead and use him to do that. That can allow this guy to go into a really annoying location, like this. And just slow them down. And of course, the Wyvern being expendable, I can do whatever I want to with him. Maybe I can set somebody on fire. When I have him just defend, they're gonna hold ground in the fire for now. Because like I said, moving them is going to add a stack of burning for every hex traveled in the fire, and I don't really think that's worth it. Let's see, you can actually set them all on fire, and that might not be a bad idea now. Now that Hephaestus is in their face. I am a little worried that that Pyromancer might go down with a spell, but if he does, it's not really the end of the world. I can replace him pretty easily. And I think that's everyone. Yeah, this Liege Guard's good where he's at. And do I have any spells that would be handy here? Not particularly, other than maybe dropping an immolate on some group of guys for a little extra damage. I mean, they're all kind of dead anyway, so I might drop it on these guys to soften them up a little bit. Ouch. Wasn't expecting her to come this way. That kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Okay, well, they got thoroughly distracted by that stone spirit, which is great. That bought me some much needed time. Now, I would love for Hephaestus to go deal with her. And I think he can. Just need to make sure that he can land the kill. He should have a plus 100% crit chance now. So, if I can soften her up even just a bit. Does he still have his teleport? No, I used it. That's kind of unfortunate. This battle's making me think a little more than I thought it would. I think the best solution is probably to just go up there and cancel a retaliation. And hopefully I get a... It looks like that sundered defense is a guaranteed sunder, I think. And that would be enough to ensure that Hephaestus gets this kill. And I think Hephaestus still has his fireball. Yeah, he does. So he can still do something with that. I think that's what we do. Got sundered defense. This should be a kill. With a crit, that's a kill for sure. Okay, that's enough of your spells. And then I can lob a fireball at basically whoever I want to. Let's see if I can deal with these guys out here effectively. A couple of my people need to pull back, but see, I can drop a... Okay, there we go. That was a nice crit. I'm gonna pull you back. You are very hurt. You are very hurt. You can advance, and all these guys can advance. And that archer right there, gosh, I need this guy out of the way. then I think I can pull that archer to a bad position. Or I can pull at least one of them to a bad position. Okay, this is a good use of Hephaestus Fireball, I think. Get rid of him. And then pull one of these two of the Ducting Cyclone. Probably the archer. I think he's being more of a problem. Okay. I can do quite a bit of damage to that unit here. I'm gonna actually kind of throw the wyvern away on that a little bit, I think. And does anyone around here need healing? Not really right now, actually, surprisingly. Take them out. We will take you out. I'm gonna move this guy out of here. He does take a couple extra stacks of burning, but I can guard that knight with him. Let's try to get you out of harm's way. Move you over here. I want to try to close distance out here with these guys. Start a charge on that side. Iron Golem isn't too threatening to anything right now. So I think I can afford to move the Death Knight up. Maybe even taunt somebody? I could taunt him. It didn't really help. I'm gonna leave that guy right where he is. I don't want him to take more burning damage. But I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Now, Hephaestus can run up there and tear that all apart on his turn. And I think these guys down there are okay. Shield guards, or liege guard's getting a little ganged up on, but he's got friends nearby, so we should be good. Alright, mess that archer up, please. Hephaestus doesn't quite have his teleport back, but I don't think he needs it. Now he can just start killing everything. There goes 4 units. Just needed to get him into the right position. Let's see, since this is a free action, I should probably remember to use it, because it softens enemies up quite a bit. And just like that, the rest of their army crumbles to pieces. I do not want to let them flee. If I can track them down, I would like to, and it looks like I can, probably. Yeah, let's make sure they all stay dead. Okay, that should be enough out of Brown for a little while. Oh, there's still more. Okay. Just another group there. That's a fairly weak 6-stack. I wonder if I can maybe get away with... I just want to make sure I can get back through the teleporter. I probably have enough movement. Yeah, I've got enough movement. We'll be alright. What I think I'm going to do is leave these guys... No, we'll pull them into the fight. It's fine. We've got enough movement, and we should have enough health for this. I mean... If I can't trust my guys to handle this, then I can't trust them to handle much of anything. I shouldn't need spells, because they don't have spells, because Fiala's in the void. There we go, more promotions, good stuff. And another free unit for Hephaestus's army. These guys will make good those free units that I keep picking up will make good additions for building an extra army. It doesn't have to be the best army, it just needs to be good enough, and it's probably going to be one that mostly hangs out. I think I would like to have one station near High Pledge, just to assist my city-state in defending. The rest of them I would like to have off pushing on outwards on different fronts. So it's kind of the long-term goal there. For the moment, though, you are... Actually, you would be better off in Hephaestus's group. Because this guy does not actually belong with them. But you do, because you're part of his crew. There we go. That army's a little bit... That army could use another Liege Guard, I think. They're a little heavy on the range. Or they could use a charge attack unit like this guy. They could use a little diversity, I think is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll drop one of the archers and add him to Hephaestus' group. So if I go like this... Hephaestus can pick that archer up. Along the way back to the teleporter. Why? Oh wait, hang on. I'm being a little dumb. Yeah, Hephaestus doesn't need a knight in his immediate army. Hephaestus is a charge unit, and he's a way better charge unit than a knight. So we'll add this knight to that group to give them a little variety. Why is it saying that you can't make it to that teleporter? What got you slowed down? Well, crap. I guess we gotta wait on... Oh, I bet it was Burden of Guilt. It was almost certainly Burden of Guilt. Yep, that's what it was. Friggin' Sanguine being a pain in the butt. Alright, fine. I guess we all have to wait. I guess it's not the end of the world. It gives them a chance to patch up a little bit. I am making a tremendous amount of money from just killing enemies at this point because of the Empire upgrade that I got for that, which is being really, really helpful. Who is this? I think this is my Death Knight. Yeah, this is the guy with Hephaestus. We're just going to bump up his attack power, just make him stronger. Nothing fancy. It was Nicoreth. Oh yeah, there's two orders. So even if I kill Sanguine, I still have to deal with somebody casting Burden of Guilt. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, I'm quite aware of that invasion. Flameburst Weapons is done, but I can't really afford to cast it right now. Mana's still a problem. Gold I'm kind of getting on top of, because I'm getting it from killing enemy armies. But mana is tight. I might build the workshop here just to make other things build faster. I think that would be a good next step for Nebular Sanctum. I was trying to build the mana obelisk out there, but it was going to take 4 turns. That's kind of a long time. If I can make it one more turn, I'll get the Spelljammer up in Flowing Fields. Then I won't have to worry about them harassing that city with spells. I have not had a chance to get one up near Nebular Sanctum yet. That might be a good thing for them to build, actually. I'm just not sure where I want to put it. What provinces do I have scattered around here? I've got the 3 forests, which I still want to keep those for the moment. I've got the 3 farms. I might swap that research post to a Spelljammer, mostly because it's further away from the tunnel entrance and less likely the enemies will stand on it. And I got a teleporter right next to it for ease of defense. I hate giving up a research post because I was just talking about how I need more research and this will actually leave me with less. But the only other option is to put it kind of dangerous. Well, I could drop the farm here. No, I think I might actually drop the farm. And the workshop only needs 1 farm to be boosted. I've got lots of farms. I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop that farm and put the Spelljammer nestled up in that corner there. But this city does need a Spelljammer. And I think it needs it next. Those are time sensitive to get up and running. I don't want them turning my provinces into the umbral nest crap. Okay, we've got quite a few extra guys out here now. Well, they can... Oh, hey, I can get the Lord's Manor for cheap. Yeah, I'll spend 28 gold. This should give this city like another 30 food per turn, I think. Oh, even more than that. Excellent. So that helps Kingerhelm grow faster. And then I can also add... We're not expanding the borders of Kingerhelm yet, but it's at 3 until I can expand it again, which means I'm going to start destroying that outpost. Oh. Well, I guess... No, I don't want to do that yet. I want to make sure that the outpost goes down. I don't want High Pledge to take that tile, because that would block me in here. So I need to make sure that the outpost goes down at the same time as the city. Oh wait, but the city can expand anytime. That doesn't matter. In fact, the earlier I do that, the better. Because once that outpost is down, I can expand, and then on the next turn I can get the dark lair that I wanted to annex. Okay, for the moment, you guys all chill here. I need to sort out armies on the next turn. Of course, these guys aren't going to be able to really resort because they're busy right now, but I will try to get to them as soon as I can. For now, I just need them to go get purple off of me. I'm hoping they can handle it. Okay. So Kingerhelm does need new production. Not sure what I want here, although likely it'll be a... likely it would be the Merchants Guild. I think we'll work on the Hall of Geomantic Resonance, though, just because that's a good thing to get in all of my cities. And then how about my capital? I think it just finished up a Wizard Tower upgrade. The Channeling Chamber would be good. Stone Walls would also be good, I think. I would like to get Stone Walls in my capital, since sometimes it takes me a minute to get back here if I'm busy doing other things, and my capital tends to get attacked unexpectedly. It's very intermittent, so I can't really plan for it. Alright, a couple other things happen next turn that I can switch some provinces around. I do get a Spelljammer in Flowing Fields, which I might actually hurry the production of, just to make sure there's no shenanigans. And then I can get started on something else, like a mint or a shipyard, or really whatever I want, actually. Probably a State Hall. Yeah, let's go ahead and get an Estate Hall. I want to maximize food growth. Well, I don't know. That or the Masonic Hall. For basically building everything else after it faster. I think I'll take the Masonic Hall next. And then we can go for the Estate Hall. How are you guys doing on troops? Liege Guard next. I'll go ahead and queue up a Zephyr Archer after that, then maybe an Aspirant Knight and another Liege Guard, just so we keep that production going. As long as we're growing, our economy's growing just enough to sustain a few more troops here and there, I think we can eventually get every angle fairly well under control. The one thing that could screw things up right now is if Logar sends a pretty big force after High Pledge. I mean, they're already dealing with these pirates as it is, which they can barely hold that off. I'm not even sure if they can hold that off. So I might have to go save their butts again here in a second. And that might end up being what Hephaestus does next, which would mean we've swapped places. Which is not really what I intended to have happen, but it is sometimes the way it goes. I just have to keep reacting to what the AI does, really. Alright, so on the next turn I'll drop that province and add a teleporter there instead. Then I can annex this to Flowing Fields, which if I timed it out, I did. It's going to grow on the next turn, which means Flowing Fields will get a Fireforged Stone, which will help with draft and production, which will be very helpful once I get a new hero, and then I can build them an army, hopefully, pretty quickly. In the meantime, I just need to get Flowing Fields set up with really good buildings and a lot of territory if I can. Basically the opposite of what's happening with Port Tridale, which is just a mess of a city right now. This is what I really want to do is kill Utopia, so that Tridale can expand down here and actually start getting farms and growing faster. That city, Tridale, is just a mess right now. I could also go through Tridale to get to Tellus Fork here, but I think the more direct route is probably coming through Nebular Sanctum if I want to take a swing at somebody. The AI just has not given me the breathing room to actually launch a proper assault on anyone's capital yet, though. Because there's a new full stack of enemies coming at me every turn. If I can use it to continue to grow my economy, though, with the gold I'm getting from fighting enemy units, I think eventually I will get the upper hand. I'm just not sure how I'm going to deal with mana. Mana's more limited. I guess the more mines I build, the better for that. Although I could really use a city that has a mages guild and a bunch of conduits in it. I just don't think I can really get one. Oh, Logar's now attacking Flowing Fields? That's kind of new. He doesn't have much over here, though. Well, you know what? That's what extra troops like these guys can go deal with. All this tier 1 crap that... They could go handle a single hero, I think. Yep. Alright, so I'll move the teleporter there, send some troops through it. We can deal with that before Logar breaks it. Make sure there's no other troops up top that I need to be worried about. He is pillaging some other stuff up here, but he's doing... Logar is just doing the troll tactics, where he splits up into a bunch of single stack units, or like single units and stacks by themselves, and just pillages everything he can. He's been doing this all game. I'm actually beginning to think it's part of his AI personality. It might have something to do with him being a raider, I think. That actually makes sense. I think that is what he is. I think he's an economic warlord, but I think his ambition might be being a raider, which is the whole province pillaging thing. Alright, so I already know I want the teleporter there. I already know that Flowing Fields wants... probably a mine on that one. Because it gets me gold and mana. And a frick ton of production. That's amazing. Yeah, for now I'm going to say a mine, probably. I might change my mind on that later. I can basically put anything I want on that tile, so that's a flexible one. Alright, now I need to get some people through that teleporter to deal with that, and I also need to figure out where Hephaestus is going next. First off, gotta always check High Pledge. Are they under siege? Okay, good. Rally of Liege event. I can drop some money on High Pledge here, and pretty much everything that I can get out of here is going to go straight to them. So, I don't know. I think I can't help but feel like the fire giants are a little weak for a tier 4. But I don't have a whole lot of other options. The tier 3 dragons will just die before they have a chance to evolve. I could send them more Scalds, Dark Knights. I guess this is really the best I can do. Summoner might be good. Alright, let's just reinforce what we can. It's 4 points, 3 points. I have 16 to spend. Just keep them as strong as I can. Slithers can be an annoying unit to deal with. I'll give them one of those. I'll give them another Scald because they can trigger Insanity. Maybe a Dark Knight. They're just decently all around tough. This is half of my gold, but I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I need to reinforce High Pledge. Guard, High Pledge. There you go. Anything to keep them alive so that I don't have to go do it myself. Okay, I did get a Whispering Stone back from Salazdam. Do I have any other cities to give it to? I don't think so. Salazdam, nope. High Pledge is my only other vassal, so this one can go presumably back to Tridale? Or wait, I think Tridale has one already. Yeah, Tridale really needs to keep theirs. Nebular Sanctum is probably the next city that makes sense to have one. Let's see. Oh, Nebular Sanctum, I can add another farm here too. That's kind of nice. I think I'm going to add that one and actually build a farmstead out here. Turn this into a farm later, maybe. And then add another one there. That might be kind of nice. Actually, I would turn that into a farm. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Because it's easier to defend. I did get another troop out here. He's going with the Anvil Leader's army. Don't remember her name. Teleporter is broken. We have to fix it again. Can these guys actually go on the offense? Are they strong enough? I am not confident that they are. They're good armies. They've got decent heroes in them. But they've got several unevolved units. And a couple tier 2s. I don't have a great deal of confidence in them. I don't know how I feel about taking a crack at Celestial Haven with these guys. Hephaestus, I feel a little better about it. Maybe not these guys. Maybe I wait. Can they make it back to the teleporter? No, they can't make it back to the teleporter, so they kind of don't have anything else to do here is the problem. I could try to take the Firehearth Foundry from them. That would be useful to have. Tridale's borders grow in 4 turns, and that would be a nice thing to be able to annex. And it might draw some units down here, but then I would be able to play defense in my own territory rather than running up top into range of probably a Spelljammer and getting into all sorts of trouble. Alright, I'm going to take this guy, and he's going to run down this way because he needs to be with those troops. I will keep all of these guys together for now while I'm doing this. There's actually some value in these armies simply guarding the teleporter too, like just sitting on it until Hephaestus can get back. Because I think I still want Hephaestus to go after Celestial Haven. That seems like the most realistically achievable objective. And if I can get it, I can get the raising city bonuses, which should give a bunch of... I think it would go to the closest city, which would probably be Tridale. And that would be a lot of extra population for Tridale. Plus, I'm eventually going to take this, which might be available around the same time that I get around to doing that. So... I don't... What I'm not sure about is whether the raising cities yields 20 permanent income thing. I'm not sure if that's retroactive or not. I don't think it is. But I don't know for sure. Alright. Yeah, I think... Let's see if we can use them to snag that Firehearth Foundry. That seems like it makes the most sense. And then I can actually park units on the teleporter that are close enough to defend, and then only one army, like no matter what happens, they have to attack these guys all together. So we're going to try to get that again. See if we can spare 3 turns on this. And then that would... Then I would probably just hurry the production, or the population growth in Tridale and annex it real quick. Just kind of snipe that from them. And then hopefully by that point, Hephaestus can come back and finish the job For now, though, is he needed elsewhere? I am not sure. I do know that I want to get a couple different units with him. Although, actually, everybody that's with him now is part of his house. So, I've got that organized. But I think I could get better units with him. I've got 2 pyromancers, but the pyromancers are actually being pretty helpful. And the bannermen are helpful too. I actually think Hephaestus' army is fine here. I think they're good the way they are. I do need to kind of split some guys off into different directions, like these extra units to go deal with some other stuff, but I think they'll be fine. Let's see, I think they actually kind of all need to go this way because I'm getting... Yeah, because they all need to go up that cave entrance and deal with the stuff this guy's sending after me. So if Logar is not threatening my city-state up north, I think it makes sense to send all these guys out here for now. Alright. And I should be able to clear Logar off of my stuff. The only thing that I am not sure of now is like what to do with Hephaestus' group. I would like him to go break something while they're sieging, and then once the teleporter is done, I'm planning on having Hephaestus warp back over here and actually be the one to lead the charge on Celestial Haven, while hopefully these guys can defend in this area. I feel like I have a rare opportunity to do something with Hephaestus' army here, and I'm just not sure what I should do with them. I think the safe bet is to send them back through this teleporter, because there could be another army that shows up here. I think it's that's most likely thing to happen, is that enemies show up here. And this also does leave me with maybe the flexibility option of going after Sanguine, or the option of just running him down here before the teleporter is even done, and going straight after Celestial Haven. Maybe pulling these guys off to go do something else. And then there's the option of going here and trying to kill those units, which frees up... If I can get the stuff on the water, that's more resource income that I could really use right now. I might actually do that, because he can always go back through the teleporter if enemies show up. And if I don't go... If that teleporter gets sieged, I can always come through that one. So I think right now I'm going to take this moment to go here and clear these 2 resource nodes so that I can annex them to Kingerhelm and get more gold income. I think it would be very, very helpful. This is going to make me really want to, this is going to make me really want to just grab that with Kingerhelm now, because that's going to be a really nice tile. But I need to save the point for that outpost up there in the dark lair after it. We'll get it in a minute. Okay, and then I got, oh yeah, a few extra troops here. I think my scout's just going to stay there. Yeah, my scout's just going to stay there in that city. He can't do anything else, but he could be useful in doing what I was using the pikemen for. So these guys are all just going to hang out in kind of like an extra blob of surplus troops until they have somewhere better to go. All right, we need to select new research. I like to check the tome library and see if, because that last research took me a while, it would be nice if I could figure out if there's anything in my tomes that I'm missing. The Geomancer is an obvious one. I would like to get my hands on that. I do have enough mana now to where I could afford to reroll a couple times. I just don't know how much I want to risk that. But let's see. It's worth knowing the Geomancer's in there. I don't really need any of this stuff that badly. Although the canceling defense modes on Focus of Devastation is pretty good. I can't afford mana upkeep is the problem. I don't really need War Breeds. I've already got Knights. I mostly got this tome. I mostly got Tome of Devastation for the Chaos Affinity, Flame Burst weapons, and kind of secondarily focus of devastation and devastator spheres, but there is some good stuff in there. I probably won't use scalds, so I think I would really like to get the geomancers more than anything else. So I will go ahead and try to reroll maybe like once, because none of these things are things that I really need. Although Revels of Blood is kind of good. I don't think I need Awakened Tools. Although my city stability isn't bad, but that costs upkeep. And the Wind Rager is kind of a crappy elemental, so yeah, I will try. Okay, well, Devastator Spheres are actually useful because they do bonus fortification damage, so I'll probably take that. Alright, back to my capital. What are we going to build? I need one of the amplifier lenses, and I think it's going to be the Materium one. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more with Materium than Chaos, so... And the Sundered Defense is really good. I think now is a good time to try to snag that. I actually have the golden mana to pay for it, and brown shouldn't interrupt production, because I just kind of destroyed them. So... I don't know if it's even worth rebuilding that farm, is it? I think I'm just going to let that farm be pillaged. It's going to be instantly... They're just going to instantly pillage it again if I try to rebuild it. We just have to let it happen. Okay, Rally of Lieges is all used up. I can't get my elf units out of it anymore because I was getting those from Flowing Fields. They're gone, so it's all going to be other like random races and stuff. Flowing Fields is actually officially part of my empire now. Okay, I'm aware of all the invasions, but it shouldn't be a problem. Another thing Hephaestus could try to do is go after that dragon's lair, which could be fun. I don't know what kind of benefits I could get. I might need to look at the quest log. Face Krakatoa to complete the vengeance of the Horned God. That... Yeah, that is... that might be worth going after, if I can manage to get it. Who's Krakatoa? Is that this guy? Golden Dragon, maybe? Hang on a sec. Did that actually call him Krakatoa? Kalokator, okay. I play Guild Wars a little bit, and there's a dragon in that called Krakatorik, so I thought there was maybe some inspiration going on there. I think we're good. I think Hephaestus has options for what to do here. I might actually try to finish that off because it might have a nice reward associated with it. That would be better, I think, than worrying about these, you know, getting a little bit of extra food or golden mana. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Alright, I think I'm ready to go to the next turn. I'm always nervous hovering over the next turn button like I'm forgetting something. But as far as I can tell, I'm mostly on top of everything. We're watching Sanguine right now, I guess, so let's pan over there. I have actually not heard anything out of Sanguine for a while, which makes me a little nervous. Okay, now we're watching Logar. Pests. None of the other AI are doing this hit and run crap, so I'm pretty sure it is probably part of his hero ambition or AI personality or something. And we got a small army moving up this way. They're not really enough to threaten anything on their own. especially once those reinforcements show up at high pledge. So I probably am good. Oh, we've moved on to Arvik, okay. He's most likely to show up around Nebular Sanctum. I don't think I've seen him anywhere else. He just keeps trying to attack Nebular Sanctum. Same with Sanguine, for that matter. Both of them just keep going after Nebular Sanctum. Nikareth is one that also normally just goes after Nebular Sanctum. The three that are different are Logar, who's just a general pain in the butt up north. Brown, who invades from the south every now and then of my capital. And then Purple, who is normally more around Tridale. The other three are always Nebular Sanctum. At least the geography of this game is kind of interesting. You sort of get a sense of where everybody is and how they're behaving. And if I saw Fiala, it would either be down here, because Fiala has come through here before, but more likely my capital. They control a lot of territory right above my capital, outside of that cave entrance. They've got that outpost there, and then I think they've got another... Well, maybe they don't. Actually, I thought they had another city in the area, but I guess they don't. It's just that one outpost that I set up a while ago and was never able to hold. At least they haven't turned it into a city. Do I actually need to kill these guys to complete this quest? I don't think I do. I think I could just send Hephaestus straight at the dragon's lair and kill the stuff in the middle. I think the prerequisite thing may have involved these guys, but one of the AIs did that. And Hephaestus' army would absolutely smoke that dragon's lair. They would actually kind of smoke everything in here. Okay, I think I am good to move forward with my plans. High Pledge is going to get reinforcements soon. Hopefully this guy reinforces his own army, which seems to be dead. I need to deal with these little nuisances. So this army is going to go to here first. I guess I probably could have used Hephaestus to do this, actually. You know what? No, they still need... Because these guys got to go south once they get up there. So I'm going to send these guys at Logar. I'm going to go ahead and allow spells so that I can, like, single that guy out. Okay, that was pretty easy. Actually, easier than what I was anticipating. Pretty good stuff there, but I don't think it's as good as what I've already got, so I'm gonna disenchant that. And then I did get another unit out of that. I keep picking up extras. Okay, good stuff. And these armies, while not the best, should be good enough to clear off these little stragglers. I don't even need spells for that one. That's just a... Well, he actually did some damage, but we're good. And another unit. It keeps giving me pyromancers, and they're all part of Hephaestus' house, I think. Actually, that one doesn't have a little symbol with it. He's not part of any house. I wonder how they get assigned to one, then, if that happens. Is it the first hero they join up with? I'm not sure. Okay, these guys are a little bit close to Purple's land, which is a little scary. They could get picked off if I'm not careful. And I can't really afford to be careful here. I'll go ahead and allow spells again, just because it's a hero. I didn't really want to do that myself. a tier 3 charge attack sword. I'm never going to use that, so we can... That's the nice thing, is I can just start disenchanting these items as I get them. I basically have unlimited magic materials for the rest of the game, essentially. Which is pretty nice. I'm going to keep making more of these shoes. I actually need to add them, or give them to someone. Possibly one of these people out here, I think. Because I've got several on mounts. And some I know, like you, could definitely use a nice pair of shoes like that. There you go. I wouldn't mind a good lance for this guy. I keep talking about maybe giving him the halberd, but he's been pretty good on that mount. I'm surprised I haven't found it. Have I not found a tier 4 lance yet? No, I haven't. No, maybe I could make one. I'll finish the stalwart shoes, because I know there's other heroes that could really benefit from those, but like the mage could really use them, and I think that my Death Knight could use them. So I'll finish another pair of shoes, but a lance might be on the agenda for that guy. The scout, he's going to be on permanent guard duty. I do want to go ahead and pick up that amplifier lens now. I'll spend a little extra gold to get that quickly. And then maybe the Wizard Tower channeling chamber to get that extra spell slot and casting points would probably be a good idea. Alright, Hephaestus, I think we're going to go slay some dragons real quick. This seems like a rare opportunity to actually do that, so... What's the quickest way? It looks like that's the quickest way. I'm going to see if I can ignore them and just go straight at the dragon's lair. Or what I could do is, this guy's on a flying mount, right? I could send him there and have the third stack that doesn't have a hero go here. And then I could actually just kill these guys, and then I'll heal in between turns. And this gets me XP. So I won't complain about that. Yeah, that's fine. Pyromancer took a little bit of damage, but it wasn't too bad. And then on the next turn, they can all charge. I'm kind of curious. I don't know that I've ever cleared that this faded region before, so I'm kind of curious as to how that plays out. Alright, you can't quite make it to those armies. Actually, you can. You're part of the Anvil house. I think I need to drop one of the Hephaestus crew. Probably a Pyromancer. I've got enough Pyromancers out here, because the mage is kind of a Pyromancer. Who could use another... Or I could drop the Knight. Even though I was sort of planning on having that Knight evolve alongside this guy, so he gets the Renown bonus since he's a Shepherd. He's going to get 2. How many does he need to get to the next level? 200 to level up, so he needs to evolve like 4 more units. So I probably should leave this Knight with him, since that Knight can evolve. They're all part of his house, so yeah, I think the one to get rid of is logically the Pyromancer, I think. So what I'll do is I'll move these guys here. I'll move the Pyromancer out. In fact, I'll move him back towards the teleporter. This guy can actually reach this tile, so move him there. Move that guy with that group, so now he's getting the benefit of being with his liege. Move them there. They're all still technically protecting each other, so we're good there. Ruined Province can be rebuilt. I don't care. We've already dealt with the shoes. Collected more heroes' remains and captured more heroes. And somebody got condemned. Who got condemned? Oh, I bet it was the Yeah, I know what army it was. It was these guys. That's why they're so slow. I'm going to leave these guys here. We'll try to stay just outside of Blue's territory. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they try to jump those guys. Which would be kind of a shame, because I got a lot of free units in there, but... let's be honest, a lot of them are tier 1s that are just sort of waiting to evolve. I would like to get those defenders down with my mage, though, because at least one of them, because that would be another unit that my mage can help evolve and get renown for. Oh, hey, we got another war party showing up here. That's a little bit of a problem. Maybe my city-state will help fight them off. It's a high-risk battle, but they might do enough damage to soften them up and make it easy for somebody else to finish the job. I guess I gotta go to the next turn to find out. That was kind of a quick turn compared to most of mine. But I guess I didn't have any big battles to fight. I really want to get resonant blades. But it just is so expensive. And I really want to get flame burst weapons too. But again, it's just so dang expensive. That 3 mana, when you multiply it by all of my units, or, well, a lot of my units, it's gonna really add up. I think Flame Burst Weapons is better for my build, though. I might go ahead and start casting that, because I don't have any other spells to cast right now. Other than maybe dropping... Now, I think I'm going to get it prepped to cast, because I'm going to get the Wizard Channeling Tower here soon. And then I'll have an extra slot for spells. So it probably doesn't hurt to at least start working on that and get it ready. Okay. Let's go to the next turn. I'm really hoping these guys don't get picked off, because they might get picked off. It's possible. Although I sort of doubt purple has a big presence here. I think they're probably more focused around here. I hate them having that Dragon Spire. I don't like that one bit. But even if I took Celestial Haven, they still have a city over here. They still have borders over here that are touching it. So I basically am just going to have to deal with dragons coming out of purple. And that is really bad. And I don't know where their capital is either. I would like to knock them out quickly, but I don't know where they're based. It's probably somewhere near Celestial Haven, though, because they got over there pretty quick. I wouldn't be surprised if it was right in this area, just south of Logar, somewhere around here. If I could actually get some momentum, that would be a great place for Hephaestus to carve his way through, to knock out Celestial Haven and then go east. But he's busy slaying dragons at the moment. Okay, so we passed Logar's turn. I actually didn't even really notice. Okay, he's getting a bigger force out there, but I'm also gonna be giving my allies a bigger force out there too, so I really hope that High Pledge can hold. I just can't babysit them. Even as my ally, they're still kind of a problem. I hope this thing is worth my time. I honestly have no idea. I've never done this one before, so I guess we'll see on the next turn. Okay, purple's turn went fairly quick, and they didn't attack these guys, which is good news. Fiala's turn I also expect to go kind of quick. They don't attack me too often. And what do we got down here? Purple is moving up some troops, but an army like that is not going to be able to kill these guys. They're going to need to bring some more tier 3s and maybe tier 4s and tier 5s. And we're on the Independence, so nothing major. I mean, I'm getting sieged. Nebular Sanctum's starting to show signs of getting attacked again. city-states pillaging them, but if I lose a farm, that's not the end of the world. I think getting the Firehearth Foundry annexed to my city out here is more worthwhile. These guys are not happy. I need to get them a bathhouse. Gosh, I could blow all my money to hurry production on that, but I don't think I'm going to. They're just going to have to work on it for a while. I think it's because there's an enemy in their domain. That'll go away once they're gone. But a bathhouse would be really useful out there, so... Okay, well, I think it makes sense to hold ground out here for now on the provinces that I'm currently sitting on, because that guarantees I'll get my teleporter back up. And as long as there's nothing else crazy going on that I missed, yep, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. There's not really anything I can do about that. Tridel is going to become increasingly upset as that gloom spreads from that umbral nest. So I kind of need to have that as an idea of something that I need to get rid of. But it's not anything that I can get rid of anytime soon. There's just not enough room down there to do much. What I'm actually thinking... You know what? The more I think about it, what if I put an outpost here and then a teleporter here? That would be a really nice combination. I don't really need the farm in Tridale. They can't expand much further beyond it anyway, but having an extra teleporter near Tridale, though, that would be really helpful. Although, honestly, this teleporter's actually just about as far away, so I don't know how much of a difference it would make, but... Still, I think it could be useful. Okay, well, let's pop back up to Hephaestus and go slay some dragons, I think. I might even build a road through here, because I don't really feel like... Yeah, if I just built it right, just straight up there, I think it would work. I want to save movement. Okay, then we pull everyone else up along the road. And that should leave them enough flexibility. I think they can actually make it all the way back down. No, they can't quite make it back down through the teleporter, but at least they can make it safely back into friendly territory. Oh, that's why I had the knight with Hephaestus, because I was... Well, we'll just use the Zephyr Archer instead to initiate fights. Alright, I'm gonna let the computer use some spells on this one, because I don't really want to do this myself, but I got a feeling I might end up doing it myself anyway. No, we're good. That Liege Guard took some severe punishment, but got it. Anon's Wisdom, Tier 4 Head. 2 resistance, 2 status resistance, and attunement star blades. That might be good for my mage, maybe, is what I'm thinking. I'll take that one. Okay, and then I can just get off. Oh, wow, that's a lot of Imperium. Either that or I get a Druid of the Cycle. I'll take the Imperium. Because I can use Imperium for other stuff. Flow Rock, Cornucopia. Unlocks production of the giant form of special and province improvement. Okay, I'm familiar with that. Which gets production income, more food from farms and foresters. It counts as a quarry, but it also counts as a farm and a forester in addition to the other types. It's a very, very good province improvement. Show artifacts. I think it's the only one I've got, so cool. I mean, I'll take it. And then that just becomes a Ashlands Mountain Unclaimed Wilderness province. Okay. Well, now I can annex these to my city if I want to and get more sheep, which I think would be a good idea once the city can grow. So another 3 turns. And then as for Hephaestus and company, probably best start heading back. That was a nice little side project, excursion, get something done. Now, where do I need a small number of units? Wait, could you guys take that out? Maybe. It would be nice if I could clear that for the extra city stability and food. The Chaos Eater is good, but it's not like the best tier 4. And I'm outnumbering them 2 to 1, but I have lower ranked units. Oh, looks like I got company coming up this way. I might have to come back down and deal with that. I think I might need to back off. I wonder where this goes. Goes out there, which leads to south of Celestial Haven. Okay. Looks like hostile city-state through that Umbral portal. Okay, good to know. Do I want to try to reach out and clear that rainbow clover? It would be really nice to have that in my territory. It would help make flowing fields even happier as they continue to grow. I think I do want to grab the estate hall next, speaking of growth, so we'll do that. I really want this city's borders to just explode everywhere. There's a lot of nice territory it can claim. Alright, I'm gonna take the chance on this, and I think I can do this. I think with the spells that I have access to, I have an actual realistic chance of getting that. I just need to make sure my guys are all close enough.
Hey.
Hephaestus' army has other business they need to attend to, so they need to start heading back down in here towards that teleporter. Yeah. I'm sure they'll be needed on the front line in another turn or two somewhere. In fact, on the next turn, when that teleporter's back, they could go take another run at Celestial Haven. And maybe this time, now that my mage's armies are a little more free to assist in other places, maybe I can actually finish the pillage and burn the city to the ground. That would be a pretty big win. Alright, I'm gonna try this. It's a low-risk battle. We will allow spells on this one. And as long as I don't lose... Yeah, we can lose a defender. I think that's... I don't know if I could have done much better in that one. Those gremlins can be pretty annoying. And honestly, I probably got that defender for free, so I think that's a worthy trade-off. I am not going to use that lance, most likely. It has a chance to poison. Nah, I don't think I would have any use for that, unless the poison does more damage. Nah, I'm just going to disenchant it. I think I'm pretty sure the lance I have on my guy is better. On my Spellblade. Alright, well, we got that done at least, so they can head back down and help somewhere else. Those guys are looking good. Flowing Fields produced Masonic Hall. We're already moved beyond that. I did get the Rainbow Clover, so that actually opens up some healing item options, I think. So I'll have to take a look at that next time I can produce items. There's lots of stuff I can make now. Kingerhelm is about ready to grow. In fact, Kingerhelm can grow. I'm going to take this. It's a hut, but I can turn it into something better with a special province improvement. I just need to look at what my options are. We got the Giant Forum, we got the Farmstead, we got the Carnival of Flesh. None of those actually really are that great for this. Maybe a Farmstead. Because if I took that and then I could get farms around it, which could be kind of useful. Although this is going to be better off as a mine. It's actually not really a really great spot for a special province improvement at all right now. I guess I might have to be happy with the hut and build something else here. Well, what's my prospects for getting a decent farm? So I think I was planning on doing the farm thing in the corner over here with the farmstead, carnival of flesh, and then another farm connected. And then I was going to turn that into probably a conduit. And then these were intended to be an outpost teleporter combo, but I never had the time to send a hero over there to do it. Yeah, I don't really have anything that I want to put on here. It's just going to be a useless hut for now, but it does get me closer to the dark lair, which I will be able to get on the next turn, I think. So, oh wait, I can get it now. I think. Yeah. Hang on. I need to turn that off. Yeah, City can grow again, so no, I just need to take this now. There we go. I thought I had one more turn of growth to go. Oh, these guys are going to come pillage the teleporter. Okay, we're going to have to put a stop to that. Well, once my other teleporter is back up, I can send my guys through this one down here. And then they can just run up that cave and clear these guys off. If I could do somebody on this... No, I can't get anyone out there on this turn. So I think these guys can just hold. This guy is going to go probably to... Let's see. Let's get him out of here. He's part of Hephaestus's group. I think he's kind of an extra soldier. So it sort of makes more sense to send him out here, where I have those other extra soldiers, I think. And just join forces with the surplus troops running around. I guess, oh wait, Kingerhelm can build the Town Hall upgrade, because it got to 15, so let's do that. That's a good use of time. Alright. I think I need to wrap it up here, guys. This is probably going to be a good point, I think, to stop. I have a lot of options for what I can do next, where I can go. I apologize. I really did want to make a run at an enemy this episode, but the opportunity just hasn't really presented itself. But I think it will eventually. I'm building more troops. We're slowly growing armies in Nebular Sanctum. I'm going to keep building troops there so I can try to get a third stack. And we can actually... Oh, I got more guys coming in from the south here. I want to actually be able to operate in 3 places at once, and then I think we can finally start to make some progress. But other than that, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and I appreciate all your feedback as this series has progressed. It has really helped me out a lot, and we'll see where things go moving forward. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Jimbro, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.